The moment everything changed. It began like any other day, the kind of morning you forget by the time the sun sets. But I didn't know that this day would change everything. The house was quiet, George was at work, and somewhere upstairs I heard faint sounds, soft, uneven, like the rhythm of someone lost in thought. Elliot was in his room. I thought, maybe I'll bring him a cup of coffee, maybe we'll talk a little. As I climbed the stairs, I noticed his door was open, just a crack. Light spilled out in a thin golden line. I could have turned back, but I didn't. I took a step closer, and that's when I saw him. Elliot was sitting on the edge of his bed, his laptop closed beside him. His face was buried in his hands, shoulders shaking. He was crying, not loud, not messy, just quiet. The kind of quiet that hurts more than any sound. My heart froze. I hadn't meant to see that private moment of his. But before I could turn away, the floor creaked under my foot. His head lifted. Our eyes met. "Elliot," I whispered. He wiped his face quickly. "I'm fine," he said, forcing a smile that fooled no one. I wanted to say something, anything, but words failed me. Instead, I just nodded and stepped back, closing the door halfway, and for a moment, I stood there in the hallway, listening to the silence. That silence changed everything. Dinner that night was quiet. Plates clinked, forks tapped, but not a single word passed between us. It was strange. We had lived under the same roof for years, but for the first time, we didn't know how to face each other. The next few days, everything looked the same, but it wasn't. There was a weight in the air, something unsaid, fragile and real. Then, one afternoon, Elliot came to me. He hesitated at first, standing in the doorway like a boy again. "About the other day," he began softly. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean for you to see me like that." I shook my head. "You don't need to apologize, Elliot. Everyone breaks sometimes." He smiled a little, eyes still tired. "You too?" I laughed quietly. "Oh, more times than I can count." And then I told him about my own broken days, the times I sat alone, wondering if I could keep going. He listened, and for the first time he smiled, really smiled. Something changed that day. The wall between us, the quiet distance that had always been there, it began to fade. We started talking more, cooking together, watching movies, laughing at things that didn't matter. The house felt alive again. There was light where there used to be silence. One night he came home late, tired, shoulders heavy. He looked at me and said softly, "I'm sorry for being such a mess." I smiled. "You're not a mess, you're human." I made him tea and sat by his side until he fell asleep. In that moment, I saw not the boy he used to be, but the man he was becoming. Strong, vulnerable, real. I closed his door quietly and leaned against the wall, breathing out the tears I'd been holding. Because sometimes love isn't about grand words or perfect moments. It's about standing still with someone in their pain. It's about being there, even when you don't know what to say. From that day on, things were different. We didn't need to talk about that moment again, but it changed us, quietly, completely. And sometimes when I pass by his room and see the light under the door, I remember that day, the day everything changed.